we're going to design a card deck together today in Adobe InDesign. So make sure to pull up Adobe InDesign on your computer or pull out a notebook to take some notes. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Pretty Fabulous, and I help creative entrepreneurs create pretty pages using Adobe InDesign. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I do product reviews on Saturday. So today we're going to design a card deck together. And just to be clear, a tarot card deck has a very set number and predefined set of cards. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do something fun. We're going to create just a really small 44 card deck together. It's an Oracle card deck. So I have two things for you today. One, I have the cheat sheet if you would like to follow along. So I will leave a link to that below. So I'm going to flip the screen so you can see what I'm doing. But just keep in mind the back of all cards are exactly the same. I know, crazy, right? People are like, what am I going to put in the back? You're just going to have to make one design for the back, and it will be the same design throughout the entire card deck. That's the whole point of cards, is that when they're turned over, someone picks a card, they don't know which card they're getting. It just kind of all has the same uniform branding. So that's what we're doing today. Today we're going to create an Oracle card deck. So over here, what I have is, I kind of wanted to have an ethereal, supernatural sort of whimsical look and feel to my cards. And this image was actually commissioned by an artist, and it cost me $350. So in theory, I mean, you can have as many cards as you want in an Oracle card deck, but this one, let's say I put 44 cards into this deck, it would cost me $15,400 to get a unique image for each card. So we're just going to do one card today. And no, I did not pay $15,400 for a card deck. I'm actually trying to learn how to do this myself. But when you pick out images for a card deck, make sure you have vectorized images. And by that, I mean something that looks kind of like a cartoon. Absolutely, positively do not, I forbid you to use a photo. It is probably the ugliest, worst card deck decision you could ever make. Do not use a photo. So this is a photo, but it's been painted. So it's been vectorized. So you can definitely take photos and have them vectorized. If you know how to do that, I actually do not. Or you can pay someone like I did, but that will cost you, like I said, mine was $350. I'm sure there are people out there who do that for less. So you also need on your card deck some text to tell people what card they've chosen, and then they can refer back to your book and figure out what that is. So we're not going to create the book today. We're just going to do the card decks. Over here, remember I said the back of every card is going to be the exact same. So you want something that kind of matches that look and feel of all of your cards. They should all match and look like they belong together in a card deck. So if you're going to commission someone to do art for you, make sure it's the same person that does all of your cards. So, these are different options. This option right here is only here as an example of what not to do. So this gold foiling or any gold sparkles, don't do it unless you are specifically working with a card manufacturer who can put foiling on the cards. Otherwise, if they cannot do that, which is totally fine, don't try to sort of mock up the gold or the foiling or silver foiling or whatever it is onto an image. It's just not going to work. It's going to look kind of flat. It's going to look kind of cheesy and weird. So don't do that. This is just an example of what not to do. So let's go ahead and create our card deck. So what we're going to do is we're going to do File, New, and we're going to say New Document. And we're going to go over here and change this to inches. And you can make your card decks, again, any size you want. Make sure that the manufacturer you're going with, though, can actually make them that size. And we're going to make this 5 inches tall. And we're going to not have facing pages because we really don't need that. And we're going to go ahead and say Create. All right, so over here, what I'm going to do is I know what you're thinking. Do I need rounded corners? You don't need rounded corners because your manufacturer will round the corners for you. Bleed, don't worry about bleed either, unless that is something that your manufacturer can do. Mine cannot, so I'm not going to worry about that. The card is just 3.5 by 5. And if the color goes, if there's a little white around the edges, I'm not too worried about that. So for that first card that I want to create, I'm just going to drag and drop an image over here. So over here, I have some images, and I'm just going to take that fairy, and I'm just going to drop her over on top of here. And all you have to do is drag and drop her over here. It's not reaching all the way over, so I'm just going to stretch that frame out, and I'm going to stretch my image out. I'm going to hold down the shift key though, so it doesn't ruin the dimensions. So I still have the dimensions of the card. And now I need to add that bottom text area. So all I'm going to do is go over here to the actually the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. And I always say I eyeball it. Obviously, you can make yours very exact, and then you could just copy and paste this onto each of the cards, or you could just duplicate this card so you have the same size for each one. But I'm going to make this background white. So I'm going to make this paper so you can see it. I'm not going to put a border on it, and I'm going to go ahead and create a text box inside of here. And I'm going to say, I don't remember what I said. Oh, your destiny awaits. So your destiny awaits. And I'm going to change this font. It is always better to do a sans serif font. So that means a font without any sort of fancy stuff. Like this is a serif font. Dido is a serif font. We're going to do a sans serif font. So we are going to make this a Gotham font. But we're going to make this Gotham medium, and we're going to make it all caps to differentiate it from the other part. And I want some spacing for this, so maybe 66, so it's a little bit more legible, so there's more spaces in between the letters. And I am going to center it onto here, and I think I'm going to make this a little smaller, maybe a 10. There we go. So Destiny Awaits is over here. So let's just go window. I always like to do view, overprint, preview so I don't see those text boxes. And then I'm going to do a second text box right underneath it. And I'm going to say, what am I going to say? Oh, the best is yet to come. Here we go. The best is yet to come. And I'm going to make this a different font so it contrasts with that a little. And as you know, my favorite font is the NutriFace text font. And I'm going to, I'm going to select that. And then I'm going to make this smaller to differentiate it from the other one. And I'm going to center this over here. I meant to center it in the center, not at the top. And there we go. So I'm just going to leave these black. You could obviously make these color. You're already paying color for this card. However, I think it's just a little easier to read. And plus some of your cards might have more purples or more pinks or more blues. Well, obviously whatever color scheme you choose, but that's kind of the color scheme I've chosen for my Oracle card deck. And that's why I chose those backgrounds as well. So I'm kind of happy with this. I don't want to get too close to the bottom over here. And so here's my card deck. So if I want to make more of these, so I'm going to go to Window and I'm going to go to Pages. So over here in Pages, because remember, I didn't do an exact science on this box at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and just say Duplicate Spread. And so over here, if I want to create another card, I can just go over here and I can replace this with the other card, the mermaid card. So I have a mermaid card, kind of has that same look and feel, the pinks, the blues, and I can say something else on here. So I'm going to change this to courage is your superpower. And I ran out of space. Look at that. I'm going to have to make this wider. And then over here, I'm going to change this as well to she who is brave is free. And that's my second card. So I would just keep doing this, kind of a rinse and repeat, duplicate spread, and then just keep doing it over and over again, replace that photo, and then change the words. Now, the back, again, to create the back is really easy. So we could just actually delete this whole thing. And then for this one, you're going to, and usually the back, honestly, is on a separate file, so it doesn't actually accidentally get collated and created as an actual card. But let's say I like, I don't know, maybe I like the purple smoke. Maybe that's the one I want to use. So I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to drop it down here and spread it out. And that's pretty much it. That's all you have to do for your card deck. It's just a rinse and repeat of all these. The hardest part really is, I would say, before you sit down to do this, gather up all the images that you want to use, and then also all of the phrases that go with it. And then, obviously pick a background for your card. And you just never know the manufacturer, how it's going to turn out and the colors. So you always want to test these ahead of time and order a card deck for yourself. So that is pretty much it. Now, if you want a longer tutorial and to do an actual whole workshop where we create a card deck together, playing cards, we talk about, a card deck idea for you and what you think is going to sell the best, I do have a workshop coming up at the end of the month. So keep your eyes open for that. It'll be right around Christmas. I don't know why. I just like doing things around the holidays. And so, so it'll be right around Christmas. And, I think it's a little less hectic this year with the holidays because COVID. So I don't know that, we're in total lockdown here in California. So for sure I will have time. I'm just babbling now. I'm going to stop. That's the end of the tutorial. Did you find that useful? I thought that was really fun. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to create card decks and using Adobe InDesign, and also give you an opportunity to go ahead and start selling your own card decks. And remember, you can sell these as printables where it's just a PDF. Someone prints them out and then has to just cut them themselves. Now, it is a little tricky because they're two-sided cards. And remember, if it's two-sided, that means their printer has to be able to do duplexing, or they have to refeed everything back in. The second thing is that you can send these to a printer and they are ready to go to be printed. Now, specs, depending on what printer you use, if you don't use the one that I used in the video, you will have to check with that printer to see if the file needs to be altered. If that's the case, I always suggest 100% paying for the in-house graphic designer to do it. And the reason I suggest that is because the in-house graphic designer, if it doesn't turn out correctly or the lines are off or something, they'll 100% just reprint it for free, because you paid for that graphic designer to make sure it prints out perfectly. If you do it yourself or try to use someone on Fiverr, there might be a lot of back and forth. There could be some, I don't want to say arguments, but some discussion on who was at fault when it didn't print out correctly. So, whatever they charge their in-house graphic designer to fix or format your file for you is, in my opinion, well worth it. All right, I hope everyone's having a fabulous day, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.